Hello, you are listening to the OmniTalk Fast 5, brought to you in partnership with the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Firework, SPS Commerce, and Sezzle. Ranked in the top 10% of all podcasts globally, the OmniTalk Fast 5 is the podcast that we hope makes you feel a little smarter, but more importantly, a little happier each week too, especially going into this holiday weekend. Today is May 25th, 2023. I'm your host, Ann Mazinga.
And I'm Chris Walton.
And we are here once again to send you into the weekend with the most important headlines from the past week that highlight how the physical, digital, and human elements of retail are evolving to shape the future. Chris.
Yes, Ann.
I hear you have an important announcement you'd like to
I do, Ann.
say today.
I do. It's not so much an announcement as it is like more of a statement that I want to say just to put everyone's mind at ease. You know, we've done a lot of travel these past few weeks, Ann. We were in Portugal, Barcelona, and the one question I get from everyone is, do you do your own stunts? Because I think Tom Cruise has set the bar so high for us, Ann, you know, with flying on airplanes, climbing mountains. Like, podcasting's tough. And so people ask me, do you do your own stunts? And so
Who asks you
So
this?
I want people to know, Ann, everyone listening,
all
our loyal fans out there, that yes, Ann and I do all of our own stunts. There's no AI. There's no artificial intelligence at play here. It is just Ann and I sitting in front of the microphone each and every week.
Oh, is this like a ChatGPT knock? Or what is going on here?
No, it's just, I get asked that sometimes. I'm like, yes, rest assured, safety is our number one priority on this show. And we're always keeping it top of mind, Ann.
Chris, I don't even know what to do with that information. That was like, it was such a like schizophrenic moment of like, what are you?
It's so random, man, right? Yeah.
Yes, but how do we go from retail news to doing our own stunts?
We do our own stunts, Ann. We do our own stunts on this show.
My
All right,
God.
but you know what else, Ann, we've got?
What?
We've got a review to read.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yes, we do. And it comes to us this week from Mookie DTR. You gotta love the Apple podcast names.
What do you think DTR stands for? Down to retail?
I don't know. I was like thinking that too. Mookie's down to something. But
down to retail.
Yeah, but Mookie, here's what Mookie DTR had to say. A must-listen podcast. Mm-hmm. I am a co-founder of a fashion data company, and listening to Ann and Chris is an essential part of my routine. Listening to OmniTalk is a critical part of my education.
Wow.
Yeah, Mookie DTR.
Down to like runway, maybe.
Down to runway. Yes, I like
that. Down the runway.
Let us know, Mookie DTR.
Mookie down the runway. We have named your DTR acronym for you. Thank you for being a loyal listener. That's really amazing. You all can leave us reviews.
Yes, you can.
Leave us ratings. That makes a huge difference to us and how we are able to produce all this wonderful content. Also, one more thing.
Yeah.
Chris, somebody reached out to me this week on LinkedIn and was like, oh, it's great to be connected on LinkedIn. I've listened to the podcast for years, and it's like, yeah, why weren't we connected here?
Yeah, I know, right?
Go ahead, say hello to us. If you aren't connected on LinkedIn already, like, let's be friends there, and you can find out about other content. You can direct message us too about like what we covered and shouldn't have talked about, or check ourselves before we wreck ourselves.
Yeah, if you thought the do your own stunts joke was funny or just landed like a dead
God.
bird,
Please.
Whatever you want.
This is a really poor timing to combine give us feedback and Chris's random we do our own stunts comment.
But yeah, let us know. Reach out. Yeah, if you're not connected with us on LinkedIn, connect with us. Say hi. It means the world to us every time you guys do that. So we really appreciate it.
What are you doing for the Memorial Day weekend, Chris?
Not much. Got a barbecue. Got to clean out the house. Got to get ready for a little garage sale coming up in the first week of June. I'm a little busy, Ann, right now. A little busy with the household responsibilities. Yeah. What do you got planned?
I'm going to go for a day with my mom and sisters tomorrow. No, sorry, Saturday.
It's
Thursday
spa
today.
Day, Ann?
We're going to do a little shopping, little
shop
thrifting,
day?
little
thrifting?
pedicures, little cocktailing, that's about it pretty much. And then, my husband's golf. He's in a golf tournament.
Oh, right.
Because he's a golfer. I'm saying this with air quotes now.
He's a golfer?
Which also requires him to be gone almost all of Sunday and almost all of Monday. So we've entered that territory that you talked about years ago when you're like, it's fine. He's just picking up golf. He thinks it's fun. And Chris was like, nope. This is going to a dark place, Ann. Just hold on.
You'll never see him again.
Yeah.
On the weekends especially. All right, Ann, well, should we do the show?
Let's do the show.
All right, in today's Fast Five, we've got news on the always innovative, said
you
with
took
an
my,
English
you
accent.
Took my English
Yeah.
pronunciation.
Oh, you were going to do that too?
Yeah.
Innovative. Wakefern piloting something called a Freeosk.
Yep.
Uber debuting group ordering for groceries. Walmart adding free pet telehealth to Walmart Plus. Amazon adding ID verification to its Amazon One Palm Pay system. But we begin today, Ann, with even bigger news out of Walmart. Walmart hitting the headlines twice this weekend.
Yeah, we do. So, Chris, Walmart has opened a new micro-fulfillment center store in Arkansas, of all places. Surprise, surprise.
Shocking.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. What was that from, like, Gomer Pyle, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Gomer Pyle. I'll reference it. No one under the age of 30 will understand. But yes, let it go, Ann.
I'm hitting our core demographic. According to Chain Storage, Walmart has opened a high-tech micro-fulfillment center at Store 100 in its hometown of Bentonville, Arkansas. It's the second micro-fulfillment center of its kind, with the first being a proof of concept that they were located in Salem, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, yes.
The micro-fulfillment center is powered by a proprietary storage and retrieval system called the AlphaBot. Walmart acquired the AlphaBot's creator, Alert Innovation, back in October 2022 after having worked with them to develop MFCs since 2016. Finally, Walmart also said it plans to continue opening MFCs in select stores in the coming years. Chris, kicking off with a big story from Walmart.
Big story.
What do you think about this?
Yeah, I got a lot of feelings about this, and
Okay.
I on the surface, I'm a little bit mixed.
Really? That surprises
Mixed is
me.
how I would say.
Okay,
yeah,
why?
Mixed. Because it was funny. I looked back at a piece I wrote about the Salem, New Hampshire pilot in Forbes. And believe it or not, and here's the funny title, Walmart's AlphaBot robot is the beautiful first letter of a new retail language. And that was the title.
He doesn't just do his own stunts.
Yeah.
He also congratulates himself
Also writes his own crappy titles.
Yeah.
Yes. But the crazy thing about that story and why I brought it up is I wrote that in August of 2018. I actually thought it was 19, but I looked it up. It was August of 2018.
Yeah.
Which is almost 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it gets me, the reason I'm mixed, it gets me asking the question of like, why 5 years? Why did it take 5 years to get to the next test? And why is the next test in Arkansas? Which makes me think the Walmart execs want to be really close to seeing how this works because they acquired the company. And so they're gonna have their eyes on this. So my hope is that it does work. We know the founders, John and Bill, very well. Yeah, John and Bill very well, and wish the best for them. But the other thing, so that's kind of where I'm like, okay, what do we really have here? I don't think we know yet. But the thing that I am happy about is it shows that the idea behind putting automation at the store level in the store operation is not dead.
Yeah.
Walmart is still pursuing it. There's still, of course, the ambiguous, we're going to put this in more stores later on, which is not telling. Yeah, it's kind of what you'd expect. But I'm hopeful because I think there is a there if we can figure this out. And this is the, kind of the Cadillac solution from our understanding, one of the Cadillac solutions out there to do that. So I'm curious to see how it plays out. Watching it, but I'm mixed because of just what has transpired over the past few years.
Yeah, I agree with you in a sense. I think that I'm in agreement that this is a good sign that they're moving forward, that they're picking this back up. I mean, you have to consider that 3 of those 5 years were during a pandemic, which I think shifted a lot of priorities. Like they were moving. They were one of the early movers on this back when, pre-pandemic, they were in the 18s, the 19s. Like they were really into investing in this and trying to figure this out. But I think appropriately had to shift course to figure out how to keep stores open, employees safe, that kind of thing. And I think it makes sense to me that we're seeing this happen, Chris, because as a retailer right now, I think the number one thing that you're focused on is how to conserve costs, like where you can find efficiencies in your operations. And another thing is how to navigate labor shortages for now and for the future. And as part of like that investment in, cost conservancy. And so I think that if you're investing in tech like automation right now, that helps you drive forward on both of those fronts and drive sales. And that's, this is the way that I think we're going to continue to see Walmart doing this. I do think we're going to see them open up other stores.
Yeah, and that's a great point too, because I think Walmart at the end of the day can play the long game here.
Yes.
They don't have to rush this.
Right.
And figuring it out, if you figure it out, is a big prize at the end of the day. So, ultimately net, I'm more positive about it than I am negative, but I think it is curious, the timeline. So, awesome. All right, let's go to the next headline. Wakefern is expanding its in-store retail media presence with something called Freeosk.
I love this so much.
I know you do, and it cracks me
Even
up.
the name,
I know, right?
Freeosk. It's not a kiosk, it's a Freeosk.
Oh my God, what have I created here? According to a company press release, a Freeosk is a, quote, multimedia sampling kiosk for turnkey, multi-sensory, in-store retail media activation, end quote. Or said another way, a vending machine for free samples that you activate by way of what it appears to be, according to Freeosk's own website, a scan of your mobile phone.
Yep.
Wakefern plans to place Freeosk units across 95 ShopRites and in its The Fresh grocer stores. The press release goes on to say that, quote, Freeosk campaigns generate an average sales lift of over 50%, with 70% of buyers being new to the brand and over 20% of the converted shoppers repeating purchases post-campaign, end quote. And
yes,
it's obvious that you're loving this already,
obviously.
But more importantly, I'm excited about this. This is the A&M Put You on the Spot question of the week.
Oh, man.
Here it is. With the rapid expansion of online shopping, retail media is becoming more and more popular with brands. The Freeosk technology provides a new way for brands to engage with consumers digitally in store. But are there deeper opportunities to this technology? Or is this just a glorified Costco sampling station? Your thoughts?
It's not a glorified Costco sampling
you don't think
station.
So, huh?
This isn't Grandma Dorothy handing out wiener winks. This is like, this is amazing. There's so much opportunity here. And what a great question, A&M. I mean, number one, the customer scans their phone. Look this up so you can see it. It is it is a giant end cap with you scan your phone like you're scanning in to check in for your flight. Like you scan your phone.
Yeah, it's a giant kiosk stanchion-like thing. Yeah.
It's got display. It's got product right there on it. It's got a little screen where you can put all kinds of retail media opportunities at point of purchase. You can spit out a sample. You get your products in the hands of consumers right then and there. They can try it, see if they like it, and pick that up. And you have... Yes, and you have conversion right there. You gained a new customer from giving that free sample away with this cool idea. Now, the only risk here is...
The only risk, yes.
Only risk for me is that this cannot be like the Dollar Shave Club kiosk that is in the Mall of America that
exactly
looks super cool, but it never is functioning. So that could be a problem because this is a big look at me fixture. This is not messing around. So if that doesn't work, it could actually have the exact opposite impact for the brand. If you're like, why does this crappy thing look like it's just sitting here and not doing anything? So
yeah,
but I love it so much
do?
and I cannot wait. I gotta find one.
I don't know. I'm more hedging on the latter side of that question. I don't know. I just have so many questions about this, Anne.
If you just believe, Chris.
I just believe in the Freeosk, the power of the free.
In the Freeosk.
I mean, there's a lot of power in the free, but I mean, on the pro side, I get it on the brand side because it gives you first party data.
Yes.
But I'm still wondering, what is the value here? Even the quoted lift seems really low to me, 50%.
Yeah.
From my sampling days back at Target, I remember the lifts being a lot higher, and I did some research on that. And for the most part, it seems like they are for in-store sampling events, so this doesn't seem that high. And then I also wonder if there's all the labor savings that you would expect from this too, because you still have to have somebody come into the store to restock it. You still have to have your store employees deal with it when it's not working.
Yeah,
versus
fair.
It seems simpler and easier to just do a traditional sampling event that probably has a higher return on investment too. But I don't know. At the end of the day, if the brands are willing to pay for it, it seems like a low-risk test. The other point I would make, 95 stores is nothing to sneeze at. And so we've said this before on the show. When retailers find something they like, they roll it out really quickly. So that tells me that there could be a there. But I don't know. I'm still worried it's just going to become it's kind of the cool fad thing. Doesn't seem like the right idea from a user experience standpoint to me too.
But look at Sephora samples. People go in there, they have to limit the number of samples that you can give in one day because people love it so much.
I know, but your reference to the Dollar Shave Club at the mall is dead on. That's what I thought of too. So I'm Edward Scissorhandsing this one, and I hate to do it. I don't like doing it on the show, but I'm hedging. I'm hedging, Anne. I'm Edward Scissorhandsing this. I'm hedging.
Your jokes are awful
hedging.
today.
I'm hedging, Anne. I'm hedging like
he
Edward
cuts
Scissorhands.
hair too. Are you herring? Like, I mean, I don't know what to say about this. They're
Whatever
terrible.
metaphor works, Ann.
Oh my God.
I'm hedging.
I'm moving on. I can't handle this. Don't yuck on my yum with the Freeosk, okay?
Yuck on your yum?
Yeah.
What, is that a Minnesota term?
No, it's what all the
We don't say that down in Zona.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Someone help me, please. Come to Minneapolis. I need help. Okay, headline number 3. Uber has debuted group ordering for grocery. According to Progressive Grocer Chris, the new service enables customers to invite others to add items, set deadlines for when to order, and automatically divides the bill from eligible merchants. Users can also set up recurring orders so that group members get regular reminders to add their essentials to their shopping list. Chris, thoughts?
I like this a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's a big headline. We've talked about group buying a lot in the show, why it hasn't happened in the States. This is an evidence that trend might be happening.
Yep.
But the other thing, too, is it highlights for me the importance of what we covered in our bunch of podcasts recently, about a couple months ago, and that is namely that people want groceries on regularly scheduled intervals. And the idea that group purchasing together on a truck or a car like Uber's doing here has economic benefits both for the end consumer and for the retailer. So, for example, end consumers can split their purchases among themselves, as the case in this example. The delivery fees are probably lower, and for the retailers, the great thing about this is they can schedule the fulfillment off-peak.
Yes.
You know, they don't have to have the drivers in their stores while they're open. So the only real difference I see here in this story versus what we covered with Buncha back in the podcast is how you're handling the workforce. You go W-2 or do you go gig workers like Uber, does. There's pros and cons to each. The type of delivery that they're trying to do here, to me, is more complicated, and the quality expectations are higher than a standard Uber delivery, I think, or a standard Instacart delivery, because you're bunching things together. You're going to have to make sure that that's coordinated well. You're not mixing the orders. So for me, I want the standard consistency of someone doing that the right way each and every time. At least that's where I would hedge to start. But somebody out there weigh in. I could be wrong on that assumption, but that would be how I would go if I was trying to do the regularly scheduled delivery idea with the off-peak picking.
Yeah.
But what do you think, Ann?
I mean, I didn't really think about it. To me, it didn't seem like operations will have to change that much. It's just going to be like, I think they have the tools to do it. It's just going to be the drop-offs will be, 4 bags instead of 2 bags. So yes, you might have some instances, but it doesn't seem like it'd be that different from just doing, 4 different orders to different homes that day. But I think for me, I agree. There's a lot of potential here. This is very common in, China specifically. Temu, that app has been, they've been doing it with that for a long time. But for me, I think the concern is really about how you get customers engaged in this. Like it makes sense if if you have 3 roommates living together at college, but I mean, how are you going to get, larger segments of the population to do this? And Bunch is successful in doing this because they've dropped the delivery rate down to $1, and some change. Yeah. And I think that, you still have to get everybody in a house ordering from the same place consistently and then dividing that. Or, for me, this is like a huge saving. It's more about a savings for the retailer and for Uber than it is for the customer to start. And so I think that Uber's and the retailer are going to have to figure out like how they quickly pass that savings on to the customer then too, because you're going to need to do that to give customers a reason to adopt this sort of change in behavior. And I think it's possible, especially with the looming recession that we keep talking about, inflation and the price of groceries. Like I think there's potential here. I just think it's really going to depend on how you incentivize the customers to order this way.
Yeah, right. And to that point, Ann, the other point I would mention on this story is, mark my words, but in the span of the next, I would say, if I was predicting here, I would say in the span of the next 1.5 to 3 years, we will see regular scheduled deliveries as an option on the PDP.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
I completely agree.
It's not there
you.
now, but it's coming. And services like this, like Buncha, like Uber, are going to be the ones that enable that for retailers, along with a whole host of other technologies as well.
Yeah, especially as, free returns go away, delivery costs increase. Like, without a doubt, we will definitely start to see more scheduled and planned ordering.
Yeah, so if you're listening and you're running e-commerce, that's something I would highly, highly recommend you start to look at as an option for your delivery scheduling. All right, headline number 4, Walmart has added a new benefit to Walmart Plus, and I'm sure all you cat lovers out there will lap up like spilled milk on the front porch. Like what I did there, Ann? I did. According to CNBC, beginning this past Tuesday.
This is getting out of control. Help me.
According to CNBC, beginning this past Tuesday, Walmart began partnering with veterinary telehealth provider POP, spelled P-A-W-P. I looked up how to pronounce that, Ann, to offer Walmart Plus subscribers free access to virtual veterinarians for a year. Walmart Plus subscribers will have until November 19th to opt in, and POP's annual membership normally starts at $99. Compare and contrast that, Ann, with Walmart Plus, and I'm barking like a dog on this one. Do you want to bark with me now? Bark with me now.
No.
What's that song?
That's not
song.
a song. What
it's
is
a line in a song, right? Bark with me. Where are my dogs at? Bark with me now.
No.
No. It is, right? Yeah.
I'll give you another quote from a song. Another one, as DJ Khaled would say, because this is another reason to get a Walmart Plus membership. I love it. I think it's so great.
You love it?
PetSmart, Petco, Chewy. This is another way that Walmart is inching into your territory, and a pretty big one, I would say, when over 66% of U.S. households own a pet, and the pet industry alone is over $1 billion. So I think it makes total sense. Not only can I have my veterinary appointment, which is very hard to get, there are not a lot of veterinarians. You have access to this 24/7. Plus you can have your, whatever medications you need or pet essentials from that app delivered any hour of the day within hours free with my Walmart Plus membership. So I say sign me up.
So you're liking this?
Another feather in the cap of the one-stop shop.
You're liking it, yeah. I'm very disappointed you didn't understand my Little Bow Wow reference too, Ann. That's a reference from a Little Bow Wow song. Who I know you celebrated his entire collection back in high school.
No,
I know you do. Well, I think it's brilliant too, Ann. And I put it in the why the hell not. That's the category I put it in. Why the hell not? As a proud pet parent, Ann. Pet parent.
That is the first time you've ever said that.
I know. So I'll see if you were listening. I've been learning, Ann.
Have you been warming up to Ginsburg?
Yes. Shout out to Ginsburg too. The Bernie Doodle at home.
Ginsburg is shouting. That's for sure.
Yeah,
she's shouting the whole time this podcast is happening.
But you said it. Finding a veterinarian when you need
veterinarian.
Veterinarian. I can't say that. Veterinarian.
There you go.
It's a major pain in the ass, Ann. There's a massive shortage of them.
Yes.
And so, and most of the reasons for here's the crazy thing to me, Ann. Most of the reasons for our visits are like, my dog ate something it shouldn't have eaten.
At 2:00 in the morning.
So can you prescribe a medication or do I need to bring them in?
Yeah.
Right? And I'd love to have that pre-vetted, get the joke there, before I make the trip to some emergency room in Cottage Grove, Minnesota, which is 40 minutes away, you know? It makes sense. So great move by Walmart. It gets them in the pet conversation more overtly, and it's going to take some share. It has to take some share at the end of the day, I think.
For sure.
Right?
For sure it does. I mean, that's the same move that we saw all the other pet retailers going after, bringing in this service business. Now Walmart's got it, and your groceries and your other household essentials and all your pet stuff, like pet food, whatever. It's all there.
I wish we had the license to that music right now to use that as the segue into this next headline. Bark with me now.
Oh, God. I'm very glad we don't. Please save me. This show is almost over, thank God. Headline number 5. Hold on to your seats at... Oh, my God. Chris, you're doing so many of these in all the headlines. Headline number 5. Hold on to your seats, all you ball game beer drinkers out there, because Amazon One now comes with age verification. According to an Amazon press release, fans of the Colorado Rockies can now buy beer with just the palm of their hands. Amazon has launched a new capability called age verification, which enables adult customers ages 21 and over to purchase alcoholic beverages by simply hovering their palm over an Amazon One device without needing to show a physical government-issued ID. Coors Field, home of the Colorado Rockies, will be the first location to offer Amazon One's age verification capability. So, here's how it works. Customers already enrolled in Amazon One can take advantage of age verification by visiting one.amazon.com and uploading a photo of the front and back of their government-issued ID, such as a driver's license and a selfie. Then on the bartender side of things, an enrolled customer who is of age hovers their palm over an Amazon One device. The bartender will see a 21 plus message along with the customer uploaded selfie on the screen. The bartender then does a quick visual match of the photo on their screen with the customer in front of them and proceeds with the sale. Chris?
Yes, Ann.
Are you going to palm for your Coors Light?
Yeah, I think this is so freaking cool, Ann.
Me too.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is... I mean, it's when you step back from it, you're like, okay, Amazon is tying something biometric to your personal identification, your driver's license, which is super sweet.
Yep.
And it has such far-reaching implications too, I think, to understand. And you can understand, and when you think about it in that context, you can understand why convenience stores in North Dakota are now experimenting with Palm Pay.
For sure.
Because it's going to make the jobs of their store employees that much easier and that much harder to get around, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fake this anymore.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's the value here. So,
I mean, you can probably fake it. You could still probably fake
there's
it.
probably ways to do it, but it's going to be harder. Like, it's
18-year-old Ann Mazinga could have figured out a way around
It's tied
this,
to your palm, though, right?
Although, yeah, you have to be 21 in your Amazon app. So, yes,
it's tied to your palm. They're going to do the background checks, all that kind of stuff. So, like, you know, to me, I'm going to go on the prediction, you know, and go into the prediction realm here too. I think in 3 years, this is going to be the standard way we're all paying for beer at the ballparks and the stadiums, because it means more beers in the hands of consumers quicker. It means easier operations, which means more money. And the number one answer to everything, Ann, as we've said on the show before, is money. That's what drives the world. So, like, this is a great move by Amazon. I
feel like this would be a good segue for, like, money, 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 money.
Yeah,
like a song that people actually know instead of Little Bow Wow Bark With Me, but that's just me.
Everyone knows that song, Ed. Everyone knows that song.
So I think the ballpark thing, you're spot on. Like, I honestly think that the stadiums, like I've said many times on this podcast, are where we're going to start to see mass adoption of Just Walk Out technology, because it is the fastest way to get anything you need and get back to your event. But I actually like this, Chris, for more reasons outside of that. I think number one, the first thing that it brought to mind is that, you know, early stages, when we were in the Just Walk Out technology stores, not just Amazon's, but all stores, you have to have a separate section for tobacco, for liquor. Like, you can't have the frictionless experience.
Right.
And now, in theory, you should be able to eliminate some of the age verification processes, or just keep that same palm gesture happening throughout the experience, which I think will eventually cut down on that friction that you see in some of those stores, or you palm into those segments of the store.
Or you palm on your way out. Like,
yep.
We're seeing post-exit or post-shopping.
Same way you do with a Panera subscription, or, you know, you have to scan a couple times to be like, yes, I'm here. I have a membership to Panera, and now I palm out again. But then I think it's not just the you know, tobacco and alcohol market. It's also for what I believe will be an incredibly booming cannabis industry too, that will also be another method that you could start to utilize stuff like this for.
Right.
And just simply, like, having my license on record. Like, I could even see this for not having to carry your ID around anymore. Like, you get pulled over or you need to show ID. Like, now if I have palm readers, you can put this into any place, anywhere, you know, and anywhere that you need. Getting into concerts, like, there's so many applications of this beyond just the ball field that my mind exploded.
I'm shocked Tinfoil Hat Ann likes that, though. Like that.
Oh, there's gonna be people that are hating this. For sure.
Like this is just this, because you get into the microchip in my butt realm really quickly, with this whole thing. But I agree. I like it. I think it's great. I mean, why? It makes life easier, and I don't mind it personally. But yeah, wow, that's kind of nuts. Those are great points, Ann. Like, yeah, it also I think another point too. It shows you why Amazon maybe pivoted their Amazon Fresh design to that post-exit setup, because now you could put this in, and then it validates the alcohol purchase too. So yeah.
Or number one, it gives them an entirely new platform to go after with their software and hardware devices. And all the stuff we're starting to see, like you mentioned in the North Dakota gas stations, like, that's the play for Amazon. Maybe not the Amazon Fresh stores, but now you've unlocked, like, how people can go completely walletless.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
Right. Yeah, the biggest thing is just getting people to use it. I still have not seen anyone use this out in the wild other than us.
Yeah.
Have you? at this point? I don't think I have.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about it a little bit, but it's also not as like it's not around Minneapolis as much as it is in some of these other cities.
No,
that's true.
That's true. So. Yeah, and then probably if you're going to a ball game, you probably already signed up for it. But yeah, if you haven't given it a shot and told you how to do it, give it a shot. Try it out. Like it's super cool. And if you're in Denver, we know there's a lot of fans of our show in Denver.
Yes.
Let us know how it works. Shoot a video. Let us see it.
All right, Chris, let's go to the lightning round. Question number 1. Jeffrey Bezos proposed to his longtime girlfriend and journalist. Make sure that you include the "and journalist" in that description. Right. Lauren Sanchez.
And helicopter pilot.
Yes, after he proposed in Cannes on his $500 million super yacht. Chris, I want to know, do you think that Lauren Sanchez would have still said yes if old Bezos rolled up in a kayak and proposed? They're in a dual kayak. Is she still saying yes? Remove the $500 million yacht from the equation.
I'm thinking no. I'm thinking that was a big part of this decision. The other word that's coming into my head is dinghy.
Yeah.
Like replace kayak with dinghy. Would that still work too?
Yes.
I question that, Ann. I question that wholeheartedly. So. All right. Wendy's announced this week that it plans to deliver pickup orders to drive up customers via underground tubes. Does this test have legs, or do you think it is more of a pipe dream?
This is getting out of hand. It is getting out of hand, Chris. I don't think that this screamed Elon to me. And so I think it's very far out. I just think it's a total change to infrastructure. We already have a lot of issues with our current infrastructure above ground. So I'm a little concerned about underground deliveries from Wendy's.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right.
Chris, Disney World is closing its Star Wars-themed Star Cruiser 2-day hotel excursion, partly because the roughly $6,000 per family for a 2-day excursion was too costly. Being the Star Wars nerd that you are, do you think it's lack of money keeping fans away, or the fact that Star Wars nerds can and do set up better Star Cruiser excursions in their own homes, you included?
Yeah, I was really sad by this. They gave it like a year, which means it's just a dog.
Yeah, in a downturn, like the economy is not supportive of a $6,000 2-day vacation, are they?
Well, but at the same time, people are spending a ton of money on travel. So and people love this stuff.
You can go to Europe and back for $6,000.
Well, you could also try taking the prices down too. So I think what it tells me is they got way in over their heads on.
But who's going to pay Baby Yoda?
I know, right? I think that's the thing. They got in too far over their heads in terms of the design of it. Like, it's supposed to be new every time for every guest, and like that's really hard to manage. And the technology side, like, you're gonna have to replace the technology all the time. So my hunch is it just was a failure from the conceptual get-go, would be my hunch. But I don't know, man. AMC, this is a fun one to close us out. AMC said it plans to offer its own private label candy to moviegoers as a means to offset price hikes from manufacturers.
Yes.
2 questions, Ann. What is your go-to movie candy snack? And 2, would you eat a private label version of it?
My go-to movie candy snack is Twizzlers. And yeah, I guess I would try it, but it's hard. Like, if you're going to put like the red vines, like I don't like red vines. So it would have to be an exact replica, which nobody really does a replica of licorice. So I guess not. I guess no.
I don't think I would too. I was
but
thinking
like Sour Patch Kids, I would probably do that.
Yeah, like Milk Duds. Like, but what is that? Like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. How do you get around that? I mean, you must be able to, right?
I don't know. Like, this will be interesting to watch. But yeah, sign me up if it's cheaper too.
I mean, gas stations do that, right? Like the gummy candies, I think are replicable.
Gummies,
like that's totally manageable. But I think it's like the classics, like the Milk Duds, the Raisinets, like
Snickers bars,
Raisinets you could do.
Crunches, like I don't know. But if it's cheaper, I'll sign up.
Let's
for
evaluate.
It, Yeah. All right. Happy birthday today to George Clooney, Demi Moore, and to a man who is now so famous he only goes by one 4-letter word. And Ann, I'm talking about the Hoff.
Not the shoes in Barcelona that I wanted to get?
No, not the shoes you wanted, but the Hoff. Mr. David Hasselhoff himself, who turns, believe it or not, Ann, 71
That's
today.
It?
Michael Knight, 71.
That's young.
Yeah,
I expected him to be like in his 80s by now.
Yeah. He was a young springing dude when he was playing Michael Knight and riding in Kit. All right, remember, if you can only read or listen to one retail blog in the business, make it OmniTalk, the only retail media outlet run by 2 former executives from a current top 10 U.S. retailer. Our Fast 5 podcast is the quickest, fastest rundown of all the week's top news, and our twice-weekly newsletter tells you the top 5 things you need to know each day, and also features special content that we do exclusively for you. And we try really hard to make it all fit within the preview pane of your inbox. You can sign up today at www.omnitalk.blog. Thanks as always for listening in. Please remember to like and leave us a review wherever you happen to listen to your podcasts or on YouTube. So until next time, and on behalf of all of us at OmniTalk, as always, be careful out there.
The OmniTalk Fast 5 is brought to you in association with the A&M Consumer and Retail Group. The A&M Consumer and Retail Group is a management consulting firm that tackles the most complex challenges and advances its clients, people, and communities toward their maximum potential. CRG brings the experience, tools, and operator-like pragmatism to help retailers and consumer products companies be on the right side of disruption. And Firework. Firework is the largest video commerce solution built for the world's leading brands. They empower brands with shoppable and live stream video on their own websites where people like to shop. Put your commerce in motion with Firework. You can find out more at firework.com. And SPS Commerce. SPS Commerce is redefining how businesses across the supply chain operate in an omni-channel world. Their experts, tech, and data work together to fuel your growth and deliver for your customers. To find out more, head to spscommerce.com. And finally, Sezzle. Sezzle is an innovative buy now, pay later solution that allows shoppers to split purchases into 4 interest-free payments over 6 weeks. To learn more, visit Sezzle.com.